ombudsman staff. It can only be described as surreal to stand before you at the close of a conference. It's been over a year in the making, and what a year it's been. In November, I traveled to Washington, D.C. to witness the election of a president whose charisma, intelligence, and unprecedented intelligence in many of our lifetimes. As my friend and partner, Nick Stefanese, mentioned on Wednesday, the support and involvement of young people, even those still too young to vote, was not only inspirational, but hugely instrumental to the outcome of the campaign. Just a few days ago, we gathered here to look forward to the work to come. We encourage you to take seriously the topics of debate, to respect the process of international diplomacy, and above all, to work together, even in the face of disagreement and adversity. Thank you for going above and beyond our expectations. Standing before you now, I can say honestly that this moment represents the culmination of a year that has been like the weather this week, the long-awaited emergence of spring after a long winter. In January, I traveled back to D.C. for President Obama's inauguration. I thought then that my pride and awe for the true power of the political process would be unequaled for a long time to come. However, I have to tell each of you now that you have given me great hope for the future. Your directors and faculty advisors were continually impressed by the level of debate in each of your committees and by the caliber of your creative solutions. Personally, I was touched by your commitments to the spirit of diplomacy and pleased with your diversity of experience and willingness to cooperate. When I was in high school in South Carolina, Malta United Nations was a very important, influential force in my life. Now, 7 years after my first time stepping into this very hall, it feels as though Malta UN is my life. Granted, planning this conference has taken up most of my free time for the last year, but I'm speaking more of the ways in which the experience of Malta UN has pervaded every aspect of my life. In the taxi on the way here this morning, my mom and I candidly discussed American-Iranian relations with our Egyptian cab driver. In New York City, such cultural interactions are almost commonplace. However, in the context of our experience here this week, it is easy to see how much each of us stand to gain from stepping into the shoes of another country's policy and being forced to respect the values and cultural norms of people you may never have met. Even if you've never been outside of the United States, or if this is your first trip outside your home country, you have been at the United Nations in New York City, and the skills you have gained here will serve you more than you know for a long time to come. It is my sincere hope, and I'm filled with hope, that you will carry the lessons you learned here and the experience you've gained back home and back to your family and friends. To repeat the words of Margaret Mead, quoted by our keynote speaker, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. To adulthood at a time of great change. I urge you to become part of the restructuring of our economy, government, and values. Live the reality you hope to see in the world. Be the beauty you love. And above all, please continue to cultivate a deep respect for all people and for the world around you. Thank you for your hard work and dedication this week. It has truly been a pleasure to witness.